Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Wednesday night, so you already know it's time to get our Fantasy Fruit Loop on. And the one Fruit Looping with me, as always, the one, the only, Snafu Z. What's good tonight, brother?
Everything, couple 3-0s. I did lose one last week, but that's okay. Every once in a while, you lose one.
How many leagues are you in this year?
4,
4 leagues. And what are your records?
3-0, 3-0, 2-1, and 1-2.
Not too shabby, not too shabby. Yeah, I can't do more than 3 leagues or I start going nuts. Too many players playing against each other. You need them to score this much, but not this much, and just trying to fit in that little line. It's just ridiculous. I can't do it. One of my buddies was pretty upset I didn't jump in his league, but I'm like, man, 3 is my max. That's where I got to top out. I just drive myself crazy. But we are 3-0 in all 3 leagues, absolutely holding it down. So dope. So dope. It's all lucky. I mean, for a lot of people, this is the most miserable fantasy season ever to start. Like, so many people are just bombing because so many players are bombing. Like, what is going on with all the superstars in fantasy?
Dude, if you went 0 RB, you are happy right now, right?
Exactly. Oh, what's up? We got the one true David Adams out there in the chat. Good seeing you, brother. You watching some football this year? What do you think? How do you like it? What's going on? What's up, Jake Cruz? I see you out there. Absolutely. He says 0.06 and 4 of my starting fingers were injured, so that doesn't count. Is he making a Josh Allen joke? What's up, KFC out there? What's going on with Josh Allen? I guess we can save it for QB or not to QB, but man, we got some problems going on. I mean, there's some injuries, but yeah, like you said, if you went 0 RB this year, you're just singing to the high heavens. Of course, then again, this year, I mean, if you didn't, it was almost like quarterback position is like tight ends. If you don't have one of those top 4 or 5 QBs, you're hurting. Like, right. What the heck is going on with that position? What's going on with our QBs out there?
Especially if you're in like super flex leagues, like that's my style. I like the super flex, but yeah, you kind of got lucky in your league, right? By getting, well, not really lucky. You picked up Hurts off the waiver wire, right? Like
instantly, he dropped Hurts for Winston. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's a diehard Saints fan. I give him that, but come on, man. Dropping Hurts. I even told him right away as soon as I picked him up. I was like, "Dude, I think Hurts is going to be a top 3 this year. What were you thinking?"
Right. If I would have seen, I was like, he was not out there. I would have been picking him up if he was out there. I didn't know it got dropped. I just seen you pick him up. I was like, that was weird.
It was probably late. He did it pretty late at night. You know me with the night owl hours, so that actually worked out for me. Everybody else was sleeping, and I just happened to look. I was like, I just happened to be on the thing, and I saw that. I was like, what the hell? He dropped Kadarius Toney too. I almost thought about picking him up. I'm glad I didn't. What's up, Peter Griffin? I see you out there. Welcome back. How you doing this year in your leagues this year? But yeah, it's crazy. David Adams says y'all need to start doing fantasy basketball. No, football where it's at. Dude, I live in Seattle. As soon as the Starbucks owners sold our team out from under us at the midnight hour, I literally quit watching basketball that second. Haven't watched it since. So it's been years since I've seen a basketball
game. Glad to see you commit to something like that. I quit stuff all the time. Like, yeah, I don't like it.
Dude, I love my Sonics. They took them. They literally didn't take them. They stole them and sold them out from under us at the midnight hour, so nobody could do nothing about it. I was so disgusted. I haven't watched basketball since. I'm out. You ruined it for me. Let the commissioner hear that. Don't let that ever happen again. That was ridiculous. But we're talking football. We're 3-0. We're trying to three-peat this year. Oh, man, it's just off and running. But, man, not everybody is as happy as we are. There are some teams out there struggling, and we're going to try to help them out, try to make them some decisions. You got any questions out there? Obviously, put them in the chat. We'll do what we can for you. But, oh, it is brutal out there. Our man Peter Griffin is 1-2, 2-1, and 3-0 in his 3 leagues. There you go. Not too bad. Got to get some wins in that 1 and 2, but you're off and running. It's so hard. Like I said, being 3-0, I'm so lucky, and it's because I got quarterbacks. In your 2 league, I got Mahomes. I got the top 4 quarterbacks in all my leagues. I got Mahomes and Hurts in your league. I have Allen in my other league, and I have Hurts and Kyler Murray. And I just sat Murray and obviously been playing Hurts in that league. So I have Hurts in 2 leagues, which is just everything.
Right. And I always go quarterback. So I always have quarterbacks except for my one league where I thought Trey Lance was going to do well, and that did not work out. that one is my worst league because I went 2 RB that one because I was like, dang, nobody's picking RBs. I'll pick them.
No,
That was a mistake.
In a 2, what's up, AK? So glad you're stopping through. Always glad to see you. Do you think in a 2 league quarterback like yours, like you just need within the first 2 picks to grab a quarterback? Or, I mean, do you think you're going to be able to pull it off by not doing that? Like, how big of a disadvantage are you going to be at?
Significant, especially like in mine, like it's an auction league, right? There's not going to be a quarterback left over because someone's going to pick up all of the quarterbacks, even to backups for the most part, because they're so valuable that you can get a QB for $10 at the end of a draft and trade them for a person that costs somebody $65. So,
Absolutely.
because people realize
I think
if you
that
don't have a QB, you can't win.
What's that?
If you don't have a QB, you can't win. So you might as well trade.
Yeah, I think that happened to our guy Jay Cruz out there, and basically he needed a QB and ended up getting stumped and had to give away. He gave away Hunt, which wasn't the worst thing in the world because Hunt's not doing much this year. But yeah, I thought about that. I was like, 2 QBs, I'm grabbing them early because I don't trust it. And QBs are your biggest scorers, so yeah,
Right.
a lot of times you're like, oh, QBs, it's pretty much parity, and it doesn't matter who you get. It matters, especially this year. It definitely matters. Oh, we got the one true David Adams out there making jokes. Can somebody fill him in? Your boy's been a Dolphins fan since day one. Way, way back. We going decades deep, and it's always been known. So, yeah, we ain't going there, dude. We've always been a Dolphins fan, and you damn right we're going to shine when it's time to shine because they are doing it. I mean, did they not shock the world? Was that just a fluke or the Dolphins for real?
No, I think they're pretty good. Like I said, they're pretty good, and their defense is underrated. I usually think that. I still think the Bills are the best team. We had this whole for anybody that doesn't know, we have like a little side chat, and I'm in it with 2 Dolphins fans, and so like I put memes up of like a Gatorade bath from Gatorade bottles that they're putting on their coach. I'm like, this is what Dolphins do after they beat the Bills practice squad. And then we have like a 10-page long argument over whether or not it was the practice squad. So, there's me trolling. I still think the Bills are the best team, but
I think everybody in the world does. It was just, even though the Dolphins came out and did nothing but get it handled and absolutely whoop that ass. Yeah, I don't know. Josh Allen. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But yeah, I think Josh Allen might be a little more hurt than what he's putting on. I mean, that could be, and that's scary for a lot of us. All of us with Allen, he's put our teams on his back and just carried us to the promised land, just 40 points a game. We do not need to see our guy go out. Do you have any Allen in any of your teams?
Yes, in your league, I have Josh Allen. Remember, I went third pick, Josh Allen.
And you have to. That's the only way you're going to get him. If you don't reach for him early, I mean, he's going to be gone. I would have taken him that round for sure. He definitely took me to the promised land last year, basically be putting me on his back. Him and Jalen Hurts in both my leagues just crushed it last year. That's why I couldn't believe Jalen Hurts was so available this year. And I grabbed him in like a late round. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
And then, like, I just picked him up off of waivers. Like, somebody dropped him. I'm like, you're dropping Jalen Hurts? Have you lost your mind? Like, do you ever play? This guy's been in my league for 20 years. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Dude, anybody, especially in your type leagues, a mobile quarterback is extra valuable because most of the points go from, like, runs and stuff. Quarterbacks are, rarer point scorers. So, I don't know. Like, if you have a mobile quarterback, you get that kind of rushing yards, which are more valuable than passing yards. And yours, right, is rushing touchdowns worth more, right?
Way more, yeah, 6.
Yeah, so you get that just in that, even if it's a terrible quarterback, like Mariota in his early days when he wasn't, doing a ton, but he was a great fantasy quarterback because he rushed and passed. Titans wise, he wasn't that great, but
What do you think about Mariota this year? He looks like he's almost back to the form of like right before Tannehill took over for him. He looks like he's kind of doing things. Are you a believer in Mariota, or is this just kind of a fluke? Or what do we think about Mariota this year?
If he can stay healthy, I think he'll be pretty good, but I won't trust him for anything because he lost me a fantasy Super Bowl by throwing a touchdown and getting hurt, and I lost by freaking 1 point, and he got me -2 points.
Isn't it weird how we can forget so many things, but we have long memories when it comes to fantasy football? Like you screw up for us one time, you out, you gone.
Never again, Mariota. Never again.
Oh man, I was almost like that with Jason Taylor, but Jonathan Taylor, but I had to do it this year. I mean, just the number one pick. But like I said, I got the number one pick. I grabbed him in your league with the Fab, and then I just couldn't pick him up again in my second league and it wasn't even his fault. The 1 year I had him on my bench and I kept playing him. He'd do terrible. I'd bench him. I'd play him. I'd bench him. And then finally I had him in. And then one of my other buddies in the league, the commissioner of the other league I'm in, talked me out of him. And I put in Mike Evans. And that was the game he finally woke up and went nuts. Mike Evans did nothing. And I missed going to the Super Bowl by like 3 points. I was just sick to my stomach. So, yeah, I almost never grabbed Taylor again just because of it. But then I realized it wasn't his fault, and I gave him another chance this year. Oh, I do fantasy more than NFL. I got 3 this year. Yeah, I got 3 teams this year. Looks like Andy's got 4. What's up, chat? How many football teams everybody putting in there? How many teams can you go with without driving yourself crazy and playing too many against too many other people? Because it's rough. I draft in 2 weeks right before the season starts. Talking about that fantasy basketball. Oh, Jake Cruz only does 2. That's the way to do it. 2 is nice and easy. You don't drive yourself crazy. 3 is pushing it. 4, I just think it's too much. It's too much for me. Yours are all different leagues, though, aren't they? You're doing 4 different styles?
Sorta. Like 2 auctions, a snake that's similar, and then yours, which is way different. I feel like I'll always do terrible in yours because it's such like a low scoring kind of thing.
Keeping it real. It's more like football.
Nah, more like soccer, man.
We keep it real. We're not doing that PPR, a million points here, a million points there. You got to earn them points. Man, Peter Griffin, I think we've already figured it out between me and you. It's like whenever you ask me a question, whatever I say, do the opposite that week because that'll be the week that guy will have his career output. Unbelievable. Last week it was Montgomery, and then Montgomery went nuts. This year it's like I stuck with it, but I mean, then I told you Njoku didn't even deserve a spot on your roster, and he goes off. Guaranteed that's the career week that he has all season long. But the 1 week I tell you to sit him is the 1 week he goes nuts. So, but he has done nothing, and I think he's going to go back to doing nothing. He'll have a mediocre game next week, and then I think he's going to – even when Watson comes back, I don't think he's going to be that good. But he's a great athlete. I don't know. Something's just not jiving over there. How do you feel about the tight end out there in the Brownsville?
I don't know. I never trust him. But I don't know. It's like one of those rules. You can't trust the tight end from the Browns. You don't trust a running back from the Patriots. Like things like that. I don't know. He seemed to be doing good, but 1 week. You got to give me more. You got to give me consistency before I'm like, hey, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, you can't.
Like Alex is talking about over there. Like, I don't know. I like Goddard better, but if you need like a true, if it's PPR, like Higgins is a beast over there. Sorry, I'm on to a different question.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, keep it going because I'm getting behind in the chat. What's up, David? I hope you have a great trip out there. Be safe. Hope you enjoy it. That does sound like an epic trip. Instagram, follow me because we're going to be posting. Yeah, man, definitely. I don't do Instagram, Twitter. I don't have any. Do you have any of those sites? Twitter, Instagram, TikToks? Do you have any of that?
No, man. It's a waste of my time. I barely have time for this.
Oh, yeah, right. Tua and Geno, man, that's tough. Tua, that's going to be – we'll be getting into it in the quarterbacks, but, man, what do you think about that? Like, the investigation, that was obviously a concussion that he had when he hit his head.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that in the chat when we were going on about stuff. Dude, I'll be surprised if the Dolphins don't lose a draft pick over it.
something. I mean, I don't know if you can keep them out of the playoffs or really do something that drastic this year, but so they're going to have some repercussions, I think.
With the protocols like how they are now, I'm sure there's like a rule. He definitely was concussed, and they're trying to cover it up like he had a back injury. Like, I don't know, man. He definitely should have been taken out of the game, and because he lost balance, he shouldn't have been able. Like, he's guaranteed not to come back in, even if they say like we don't think there was a concussion. He lost his balance and stuff, so it definitely was a hard enough contact. They should have been taken out. Because we saw it last week, right? They stopped in the middle of a play to pull someone out of the game. Do you remember that?
When who stopped in the middle of the play?
Oh, the NFL stopped a play as it was going because an independent person said, I think this person has a concussion.
Oh, right.
In the middle as a touchdown's being thrown. And
yeah, they're trying not to play any jokes or any games with that this year. I mean, if somebody's hurt, they're trying to go because I mean, dude, literally the guy could have went back out there, taken another hit and died. Like, right. I mean, if that's what's up, if your brain's swelling and you got problems and going in the wrong way. So yeah, that could have been real dangerous. So I don't know what's going to happen. It sounds like they're sticking to their story that it's just his back. He came back out and said it in the reporters. But you even said, I like saw when Tua was talking to the media, like he's like, you can ask them about that. You can ask that. Like he didn't even want to get caught in a lie. Like he's just pushing those questions on. Like, yeah, my back's hurt and my ankle's hurt, but it's more my back. And any other questions you can ask the trainers. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think they're just going to let it drop like that. But they're sticking to the story. It's just the back. But yeah, back problem's not going to make you walk drunk and wobbly and fall to your knees like that. Like. That was a concussion for sure. That's scary. And it looks like he's going to try to play this week, which sounds ridiculous. What do you think about that?
I think it's, I don't know. I can't say much because I played a lot of football and I'm kind of dumb. So, like, I don't know. Concussions are concussions, I guess. But if he wants to play, he can play. But Jake, we can't take like your opinion into account because the thing is, let's be honest, when you are a fan of a team, you will let them get away with stuff. Like you'll be like, nope, like I am a fan of this team for no reason. So I will allow their transgressions to be ignored.
Well, he's saying it was the independent doctor.
I don't know. Pat McAfee was talking about it, and he was like, nope, that was a doctor for the Dolphins that would have seen it. But I don't know. I don't follow the Dolphins that much. You guys are probably getting kind of slanted opinions because you're Dolphins fans. So it's other Dolphins fans like, no.
That was all good. Everything was legit. That was safe. Oh, what's up? We got a new name. What's up, Alex? Good to see you. Good to see you. He's asking trade Goddard and McKenzie for T. Higgins. My other wide receivers are Debo and Devontae Smith, and tight end is Njoku. What do you guys think? Sounds like you're pretty solid at receivers, what I think. Would you trade Goddard and McKenzie for T. Higgins? We know we hate the two ones.
Yeah, I do not like them at all. So I always take them as disrespect. Like every time. Like, do not try to give me two people because I'm going to have to get rid of somebody.
Absolutely.
Shut it.
Trade Goddard and McKenzie. I don't know. So you're keeping Higgins and not taking Goddard and McKenzie? I mean, it's kind of a fair trade. If you're looking for that, it's a fair trade if that's what you need. If you need somebody just to step up, but man, tight ends are tough to come by.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I like Goddard better. McKenzie may
it depends who's hurt and what.
Yeah, as it goes, like him in the slot, like that could be beneficial. You might end up getting a lot of PPR stuff. So it might be worth it. And then with Higgins, like his health is a thing, but I think he's back fine now. So to me, I like it because I don't trust Njoku that much. But
yeah, exactly. Like I said, don't be blinded by that 1 week. That was just 1 week. Oh, what do you think about like in a 2-quarterback league, the Superflex league, like you're doing? I mean, is it smart to take 4 QBs? Is that overkill? I mean, do you think that's a smart thing just to be able to trade one later? Like, is that what you like?
Dude, Remember last season? I said I had like 7 QBs because someone auto drafted and I had to make sure that they couldn't get any QBs.
Oh, yeah.
And I traded them away for I think it was Lock away for Dalvin Cook. Like just dumb stuff because you can't win without a quarterback. And he had 0 quarterbacks, so he had to accept my trade.
Absolutely. Getting down with it. Oh, absolutely. Been a fan for Dolphins forever. 3 playoff teams down. Who's next? Absolutely. Dolphins getting a handle this year. As long as they keep throwing to Waddle, hey, as long as they keep winning, that's all I care about. Keep winning. Dolphins beat the team that the Bills fielded. Yeah. They won a professional game out there.
The Buffalo Bobs. You guys beat the Buffalo Bobs. Like, not quite the Bills, the Bombs. But
yeah, that's just it. We're trying to hurt. We're trying to make sure that none of our stars get hurt. Because if you got one of those top 4 or 5 quarterbacks, you are light years ahead of your next component or your next contestant. Because
oh man, okay, this is gonna make me sound like a terrible person, but I'm okay with it. I was so happy when Mac Jones got hurt because I was watching that game and he flopped. I hate that. I literally said in that moment, I hope he gets hurt this game because he got tackled, like forced out of bounds, and they were like kind of slowing down, and he dove on the ground and was like, ugh. Yeah, I hope he gets hurt this game, and he did. I was like, that's what you get.
I wasn't hoping for injury, but that's true. He did flop.
Dude, I think that ruins the sport. I hope for injuries. People that do that, like, well, you want to talk about like soccer and basketball. It literally like destroys those sports for people because of flopping. So I was so happy. Like, dude, I hate that so much. Call me a bad person, but I like football and I do not want it to be ruined by people diving on the ground.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. There's a player. Yeah, there's other players back in the past that I've just hated forever just because of the cheap shit and the flops and the stuff that they did. And, he's a great guy. No, he's a dirty bastard. I don't like him. Same thing. I hold that against him big time. I hate that. Yeah, don't feel bad, Peter Griffin. Everybody had Njoku on their bench last week because he just was a pile the first 2 weeks, and he just happened to have a breakout game. I would not expect that week in and week out. I think that was more of a one-time off. Oh, he said, I put him in this week. I mean, hey, good luck. I hope it works out. But other teams saw that too, and they're definitely going to be cading on him. And, he's just don't expect what you saw last week out of that guy. I don't think it's going to happen. Max sucks. I have Hoyer. He sucks too. If you need those backup QBs, I mean, this might be a week to start getting in. How much longer is Jameis Winston going to be able to last? Like, he looks like his back's almost broken. I mean, is he going to be able to stay in the game and play?
Dude, it's Jameis Winston. He'll stay in the game until he throws 17 interceptions in that game. They're like, all right, maybe that back is an issue because every pass you threw out there ended up in the wrong person's hands. And he's going to be like, nah, I think it's my eyes.
Oh, that's good.
I say that as a Florida State fan, so.
Who do you think is going to end up with more points by the end of this season, Rodgers or Brady?
Rodgers,
I kind of do too. I don't know. Brady has more talent around him, but I think Brady's just too old. I think Rodgers, he usually finds a way to get it synced up, but it's going to be close. It's about time for both of them to retire.
Someone said this, and I can't unsee it. Or I've seen it. Tom Brady looks like someone's trying to draw Kevin Bacon from memory. Now, when you see a picture of Tom Brady now, like his recent photos, you're going to think that's hilarious. He looks like someone trying to draw Kevin Bacon from memory.
Oh, Anton Montes. Great name, and welcome to the chat. That's a new one. Oh, would you give up Dobbs and M. Carter for Monty? For Montgomery? Is that the Monty he's talking about? Would you give up Dobbs and Carter for Monty? Yeah, if you're talking about Montgomery, no way. I would not do that. Michael Carter is a thing. I mean, no matter how much they're trying to get that rookie in there, Mike Carter's just running too hard, and he's not going anywhere. And Dobbs looks like he's about to be Rodgers' number one guy, his go-to guy. He's getting thrown to more than Lazard. So
since we're talking about that is why I told everybody to grab Dobbs last week, I was like, relax. I did say that. You know why? Because I decided I'm going to drop him in one league. And then I have him in 2 leagues. And I was like, and I have rookie quarterbacks, Pickens and Dobbs, in both leagues. And I was like, well, one of these leagues is going to be a mistake and one of them is not. And I just like switched them. I dropped Dobbs in one and then Pickens in the other. So I was like, all right.
So I work out by the end, but this week
hedging bets.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, good call because Dobbs looks like he's going to be for real, and he's going to be Aaron's number one go-to guy from here on out. So,
but I did call it. Remember last week I was saying relax. That's like Aaron Rodgers. I always think of that. You gotta relax, and then people are gonna get ribs.
So would you give up Dobbs for Ann Carter for Montgomery? We're both saying
no because I don't think. I think Montgomery, even when he gets back, is splitting shares, like with Herbert.
Who's playing early on Monday? Isn't Dalvin? Aren't the Vikings playing early Thursday?
Yeah, I think the Titans might be playing.
Yeah, we'll look that up. But I thought it was thought the Vikings were playing, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I have to check that out. Oh, man, keep it moving. Dobbs is number one in all my roster trends. Who was your number one roster trend for this week?
Saints and Vikings. That's who it is.
Saints
well, a lot of them was like Herbert, Jamal Williams. But in a lot of my leagues, like Dobbs wasn't going to be there except for like one of them because – you always kind of take flyers on rookie wide receivers. Like that's a thing most people do. You don't do it as much with running backs, but I always do it. I'll always have 2 or 3 rookie wide receivers on my team. So they're probably not out there in week 3 because for people like me, I won't even drop. Like I won't drop them for kickers and stuff. I'll just play without kickers and without defenses.
Wow, that's crazy, especially out there winning by 1. Like I said last week, I have 2 defense. Everybody's, I don't keep 2 defense. You're out of your mind. I've been getting over 20 points a week every week with my defense because I'm playing the right one. So tell me again how you don't need 2 defenses on you. Get that. Some of these people like just need to look outside the box, man. Like how many championships have you won lately? What's really going on? Sometimes you need to get crafty out there. And if you've got the room and you've got a strong enough squad, why not keep 2 defenses that are going to either one or the other? And it's been like that. One scored 20, one scored 1. One scored 28, one scored 5. And it's been the different one each week. So you got to be able to pick those and get those. Like every situation's different. And I'm 100% keeping 2 defenses on that squad right now because it's working out perfect. And I looked at their schedule and it's going to be like that almost all year. One's playing somebody tough, one's playing somebody soft. I'm just going to keep switching them back and forth all year long until it doesn't work out. But so far, it's been working out fantastic.
And I'm going to keep picking up whatever person happens to be playing the weakest possible team that I can imagine. Like, that's what I'm going to do the whole season.
Sometimes you can do that, yes. I mean, it can be easy to stream them, but every once in a while, all of a sudden you're stuck and you got the only 2 guys you pick up for streaming are playing the Bills and KC, and then what do you do? Like, then you got problems.
I play no defense.
He said, "I'll do it." Oh, he said, "I have London doing all right." Yeah, London's amazing. I put him in last week too. He's absolutely crushing it this year. 11, dude. The rookie wide receivers, like that is the spot that's actually shining this year. Like they've been amazing so far. Yeah, I thought you played. Yeah, it must be a different league. I thought he played Andy last week too, so he must be talking about our other league. Oh, Andy's daughter is a better gamer. Even got 2 monitors.
Oh, that's my wife.
That's the wife doing work back there.
Yeah.
Photography
stuff.
Absolutely. Just picked up the Browns defense. Oh man, I saw. Actually, it seems to be trending that a lot of people are picking up the Browns defense. What do you think about that? Because you got old boy Garrett just got in that car accident. He's not going to be there. You got old boy from the Bears that's not going to be there, who's still out and hurt. So the Browns defense isn't what they usually are. So you got to be careful about that this week. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, when you're losing key players, like obviously I was talking about it earlier, messing with you guys, but you lose key players, your team is not as good. Especially when you're losing like a Miles Garrett. Like, come on, man.
That's brutal. What's up, fandom? I see you out there. Yeah, that's brutal. I mean, they're not going to be what they usually are because their two number one guys are out hurt, so that's going to be rough. But I mean, if you need a D, you need a D. They're still not the worst, but their two biggest guys are out, so don't expect what they usually can do.
You need a better quarterback.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's killing you, I'm sure. Waddle and Lamb, Andrews, you got one of the top tight ends. That's huge. London absolutely crushing it for rookie wide receiver. Bench, he's got Godwin who'll come back. Michael Carter, Dobbins, Dobbs, Pierce, Walker. Anywhere you should look up here. Yeah, Snafu just said it right there. You need to maybe try to couple guys and get somebody back with a better quarterback. Because I mean, you got some guys you can't play all of them, so you definitely.
And like you got a sneaky dude in Jamison Williams. Like people, that's like one you can kind of get away with that a lot of people don't know about, especially with St. Brown out there just like going nuts. Jamison Williams probably going to be a big deal once he starts playing.
So don't look. So maybe keep him stashed, but you definitely got a couple of guys like, after what Dobbs just did this week. I mean, you've got some guys on the bench. You could throw a little package together. Somebody who needs an extra running back and get up there and get you a better quarterback. Because Russell, I thought, man, I was so close. I was like Russell or Murray. I was going to take Russell Wilson, but then Kyle Murray was up there, and I ended up taking him. Thank God. But even he's not really doing it. And now I've got Murray on the bench because I was able to snatch up Fields. So. Just keep working that waiver wire. Keep looking. Sooner or later, you got bye weeks are going to be coming up here in a couple of weeks. You're going to have to have that. So just keep an eye.
It's like that is a single quarterback league, obviously. So there should be someone out there right now. It's probably better.
So I'm saying work those waiver wires. Get ready, and yeah, if they're not out there now, they probably will be very shortly once these bye weeks start hitting. So definitely keep your eyes glued on that waiver wire and work it because the rest of your team seems pretty solid. Just put a package together if you need to, or grab somebody off the waivers. Most definitely. We'll talk about QB and QB, but yeah, there's going to be some quarterbacks coming up, I think. I got Dolphin, Bears, and 49ers D this week. I don't know about 3 defenses. 2 of them would be my top. I don't think you need to carry 3 defenses.
Hey, don't be hating on how many defenses people carry. Out here, you're carrying 2 more than I think is necessary.
Right, we all have our ways, but man, I think they're just holding up a spot right there. If you're holding 3 defenses, that's a bit much. We played Andy last week, nail biter. Now I have to play him in his league. Yep. So yeah, we're all 3 of us are. Andy has a league, I have a league, and then we're in other leagues. But so yeah, we're going to run into each other quite a bit this year. It's going to be exciting. Oh, what's up, Cohen? Good to see you out there. Good to see you. Hope the drinking, the libations are flowing. Oh, 3-peat is Lefroy Arpeg Lagavulin. Just say no to Pete. Just say no to Pete, but that's awesome with 3-peat. I love it. Oh, Yankees. We ain't talking baseball. I wish I had Andrews on one team. Yeah, man. I wish I would have taken some more Andrews too. I mean, he's always up there, and Kelsey. I mean, Mahomes is just throwing the ball around to too many people. So I don't know if that's going to hurt Kelsey in the end or not. But at least he's still scoring those touchdowns, so it's saving us for sure. Oh, I'll send you to the wall, Jake. 3 leagues, man. Oh, 3 leagues. Okay, Peter Griffin doesn't have 3 defenses on it. He's all 3 leagues. I was like, good Lord, that was a bit much. I was like, I thought I was doing things with 2. But all right, 3 different leagues. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. You got some good defenses then. You'll be doing good. If I don't have to hear about the Yankees, I'll go down there with a smile. Yeah, we don't even do baseball. I used to work for the Mariners. I still don't talk baseball. That's just what it is. Can James Conner be considered full on a top 10 running back right now? Like, is James Conner even in the top?
I do not. But like maybe he can be in the conversation. But I'm kind of weird. Like, even though Fournette is like balling out like crazy, I'm like, I don't know. Am I thinking the long game? Like, I don't trust him in the long run. Like, because Connor was so much about touchdowns last year. So much. Like, that was his biggest thing. But he might be. I might be wrong.
And it's he needs to stay healthy. He's too much of an injury prone, and it's a dumpster fire out there in Arizona right now. Their whole offense is just awful. I don't know. Is it gonna maybe get better when D Hop gets back and he's got somebody to actually throw it to? But man, maybe with D Hop and Marcus Brown both running out there, it'll be better. But they are struggling out there in the desert right now. All the usual top 10 RBs are like total bust, it seems so far. Like at least half of them going to get back on track, or what's going on with the running backs this season?
They gotta, like, for real. People like me. Some of us went 2 RBs. Like, you can't do this to us. You can't.
This dude is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Rams are the champions. Ram it all day, ram it all night. Oh, somebody's from Cali. Miami is a 4-point dog this week. No respect. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they just beat up on the Bills, and everybody still thinks the Bills is the better team. Like Miami, all they can do is win, but they've been bad for so long. It's gonna take some. But yeah,
we have different. You keep saying beat up on the Bills. They won by 2.
Hey, they beat them up. They beat him up. Did you see Allen couldn't even throw a football by the end of that game because he got beat up by the Dolphin D? Are you kidding me? Tore him up. You got Allen out there putting up 40 every other week. Not against them Fins, he didn't. Not against them Fins. He got beat up. Hell yeah.
Dude, he should have just been trucking people like the whole time like he does. Yeah. Dolphins would have been like, all right, let's go back to the ocean.
I can't do it. No respect, Jake. See, they just don't give it. Oh, Connor is scary because you never know if Murray will just run it. Absolutely. Yeah, Murray is definitely up there. He's killing it. And yep, Nick Chubb, I got him on my team. I had him on my team last year, and I picked him up again this year. He is one of the few crushing it. But, man, all the other running backs, like I said, are they going to come back? Are they going to start doing anything? Because these running backs are just – all of them are terrible. Terrible. Nobody's doing anything.
You're killing me. Like, dude, we had one game from Jonathan Taylor and then nothing. Dude, give me something.
Something. I spent a lot of fab on this guy. Let's give me something.
Dude, you're my first round pick. This is why I hate being first pick. Because it's like
they never do good.
Dude, if you don't hit on your first pick, then you can just count out your season. Because it's so long until you get to pick again. Basically, all the S and A tier people are gone.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically going to equal up to 25. I mean, you're getting the first and 24th pick. So, I mean, that's 25. If you're in 12 teams, you're going to get the 12 and 13, 25. So you just got to make your team fit in that situation. Like, okay, I'm going to have the best, but I need to have somebody who's pretty damn good. Maybe I take a quarterback a little bit earlier who's going to help me out instead of one of these running backs or receivers who are supposed to be in the top 24 picks. You got to get crafty when you're the number one pick because 9 out of 10, or not 9, but more times than not, your freaking guy's going to get hurt. Like, it just seems like the number one pick always gets hurt and goes down and then just buries that team for the season.
Right.
That just sucks. Exactly, Cruz. 10 out of the last 11 and still no respect for our Fins, but that's all right. Let's just stay under the radar and keep shocking the world week in and week out.
I'll tell you how this ends. Like, I'm a Titans fan. I will tell you how this ends. Like, I know the story.
I've seen this play out.
It does not end well for you. The higher you climb, the longer the fall. Like,
no way. What's up? What do you think? Do people need to start messing with their teams? Like, say somebody's 3-0. Should they bother even messing with their team or looking at waiver wires? Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Or should they be gearing up for later and getting even stronger for the long run?
I think you shouldn't be you should be happy with your team if they're doing well. Look for better options, but don't be overzealous on flyers. That's my best advice because that's how I screw over my seasons. When I'm doing real well, I'll get overzealous on a flyer, and then I'm like, yes, this person could go out of control, and then they don't, and then you kind of dropped like a decent player, and now you need the decent player that's consistent because you thought you were going to get 1 million points with somebody else, and they end up busting, and then your main running back goes down or whatever. Don't be overzealous, but you should be looking to improve where you can.
Absolutely.
And when you value your team, I think your bench players should value, like if you were trying to improve your team with trades, your bench players, you should value them as closer to starters, like than somebody else, because you are a winning team. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. We got JD the Dragon out in the chat. Welcome, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget, I mean, you put some of those stash players there for a reason to be stashed, because they're going to come out later and be good. And don't give up on them just because you see, something twinkly and sparkly on the waivers, because that person could be a total bust. That person could be there like a flash in the pan, only do good 1 or 2 weeks. Like, you picked your team for a reason. You got to stay solid. And like I was saying last week, your first 3 weeks, I don't even like making trades. Like I said, unless there's just a unicorn out there on the waivers, I don't even like picking anybody up the first 3 weeks, because it takes that long for your team to gel and for you to see who's really going to shine and who's really not doing so much for you.
And that's smart. Like, I like the 3-week thing too, but I like to pick up people. Usually in my last people in the draft, I'm just picking them out of like, maybe not. Like, I pick between a few. But remember, when you see me draft, I do not draft a defense and I do not draft a kicker. So, like, I have extra people.
So that way you can make moves. And that's smart. And then, just grab one if you need it. But, man, do not just try to blank with just these kickers or, I'll just grab a kicker on Monday night. Because if you're playing me, I'll drop 2 scrubs and grab the 2 kickers just so you don't get those points if it's too close. Like, there's just no way. Like, I'll save the fab just for that kind of situation because, I'm trying to win, and kickers matter, people. Kickers matter. Speaking of broke, will Dalvin Cook play this week? I mean, this seems to be like an every-year injury, and I think I've heard, like, he's always going to deal with that until he has surgery, but he won't have surgery because that surgery is going to keep him out an extended period of time, and he's not getting any younger. Who knows how many years he has left, so he always seems to just play through it.
He does, and so he'll probably – like, I don't know if you remember last year, the year when he dislocated his shoulder, the next game he went insane.
Yeah, for like 30-some points.
Yeah,
and I was disgusted because I had picked up Madison, who did nothing that game. I'm beside myself. So, yeah, you're right. That's exactly what he did. He busted his shoulder, put on that harness, and went out for like 30-some points that game. It was nuts. Can he do that again?
I don't know, but I'm going to probably keep him in my lineup just because I also have, like, we don't talk about this much, but I have very good advice for people that I have started doing the last couple of seasons that really saves me. If you have a flex player that is playing early, move them into the starting position of whatever position they are. Like, move them into the main one, because if anything happens later to one of your other players, they'll be in a flex spot. So I always like move them up to starting position. So quarterback, it doesn't matter what position in super flex, like whoever's playing first, they go as my starting running back or quarterback or whatever. I take them out of the flex spot, even if they are a flex player. That's a little detail that most people don't pay attention to, but can save you
a game, a win.
Yeah, a week, a whole week. It can save you just by doing that.
Absolutely.
Especially with like Thursday games and stuff like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know why that just popped into my head, but I felt I needed to say it.
Oh, absolutely. That's great advice, and people really need to stick to it. You said that last year, and it made me even start thinking twice about kind of moving it around in those early games. And you never know if somebody gets hurt or if you're kind of on the fence with somebody. Just make sure you get that person that's in your flex up into a starting spot so you have more maneuverability with that flex. You're not stuck in and, oh, no, I have to play a running back and I don't have one, or I have to play a receiver and I don't have one. Give yourself some options and some flexibility. Absolutely. Bet on Cooper Kupp scoring a touchdown and Devontae Adams. Man, Devontae Adams, we're going to be talking about that, but my God, what's going on out there? But is this the worst year ever for QBs? Like, it seems like if you don't have one of the top 4 or 5, you're basically at a huge disadvantage. Like, I mean, literally, if you don't have one of those top 5 guys, do you even have a chance this year?
I think it is like that sometimes. But I think your opinion of it is changed because you're in a league like mine, where you see it like dude, if you don't have one of these guys, you are completely screwed.
Yeah, in a 2-team league, you got no chance. But even in like a 1-quarterback league, like if you don't have Allen if you don't have Allen or Mahomes or Hurts, you're hurting. Like, basically, even like Humphrey or San Diego and
Herbert
Humphreys, yeah. Like, even if you don't have him or even Kyler Murray, like those two have fallen down into like a second tier. They're not even in the
not
top
for
tier
me.
right
Herbert is insane. Like, he gets 40 points. Last week, he didn't do well with his broken rib, but each week before that, he's gotten like 40-some points.
Right. And that's why I said he was up there. But with him being hurt, how long is that going to linger? And is he going to get back to that? I mean, how long is he going to take till he gets back to that elite status?
I don't know.
Kyler Murray's doing the same thing. He's running around like a chicken with his head cut off. He's getting some points, but he needs to be able to throw to somebody to actually get more points. And I mean, until D-Hop comes back, I don't see it happening. Like, they are a dumpster fire out there. So,
do you think the stuff was true about him not watching film? Did you see that?
I don't know. That seems like such an ingrained thing. I don't know if I'm buying it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of. It looks like maybe the way he's playing that's true, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was just wondering like what you thought, because he does play. Like, if you are trying to get it to somebody like Brown, you need to be able to read the coverage and stuff where you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a play to Brown because, it's bad coverage. Like, okay, they're not doing cover 3. So, or you got single high safety. Okay. So Brown, I can swing it out there.
Cohen says Chargers are done and have a ton of injuries. They're hurt. I don't know if they're done though. They got a lot of talent out there. And Herbert, I mean, the way he showed, how dumb was that for him to stay on the field when he was that busted up? Like, trying to get yourself injured and not play at all for the rest of the year? Like, I wanted to be out there for my team. You want to be out there for your team? Go sit your ass down in this game you have no chance at, and come back and be there for your team next year.
No, didn't they almost come back and win?
How much does almost count?
I don't know, but if you had the chance, I think there was a drop ball that they could have won if not for the drop ball.
Right? I didn't see the game, but from what I understand, it was a blowout, and he had no chance of winning. Like, I heard it was a blowout.
Oh, this past week?
Yeah. So he had nothing. I mean, you're talking about that one to Jordan or whatever, Josh, that second weekend. But yeah, no, last week it was a blowout. He had no chance of winning, and he stayed out on the field because he wanted to stay there with his teammates. It's like, dude, you got no chance. You're too important. Go sit your ass down and try to come back again next week. Live to fight another day. But man,
shut up. That's my team. Like, he's important to my offense.
Exactly. He's important for a lot of fantasy teams' offenses, and he's not going to be around to be important if he gets hurt and takes another hit like that. So go sit your ass down. You got no chance of winning. There's nothing more for you to do here. Go sit down and come back and live to fight another day. Too much. But yeah, it started Herbert and started Carr. I thought Carr was going to be the man this year, and no, not so much. He is struggling. And he's got that new toy. I mean, if you got Devontae Adams, how are you not out there shining? And it just, for some reason, they can't get it done. You got Waller, supposed to be the third best tight end in the game. He's absolutely been a non-factor. Like, what is going on out there? Like, come on, Vegas, be better. Like I said, I like Carr. I'm a big believer in Carr, and I think he's got all the talent in the world. But you get a new toy like Adams and can't get anything going, like, I don't know. You need to beef up your running game or something, because that just can't keep going down like that. It is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I think I would have sat Herbert last week 100%. I wouldn't have played him, and yeah, that's what happened. It's too bad that your backup quarterback took a dud as well. But yeah, it's ridiculous. They have too much talent out there to be doing that. Renfro got hurt. I get it, but come on, man. You got Adams, you got Waller, you got too much else going on to be not getting the job done. It's absolutely ridiculous. Chargers got their ass handed to them bad. I loved it along with Kansas City. I did not like Kansas City because I got Mahomes as my quarterback, and I mean, he didn't completely shit the bed, but he didn't go very Mahomes-like. I was not happy with it. Oh, and then you got Kelsey dropping balls that he shouldn't be dropping. Like, come on, man. Be better. Oh, because it's the Raiders. I expected Renfro to be a player. Well, what's up is he got his bell rung. He got hurt. So, I mean, I can't play when you're injured. Raiders are beating themselves. They're better to blow all 3 games. Should be 3-0. I don't know about 3-0, but they definitely could have won a couple of those. They're not doing very well, man.
Yeah, why couldn't they beat the Titans?
I mean, what's going on with that? How did that happen? Oh, where's my Tua jersey? Yeah, I got a lot of Dolphins jerseys, but no Tua ones yet. Might have to fix that, get it up. Oh, who should be the starting running back for the Bears, regardless of whether Montgomery is good to go this week? Do you like Montgomery or Herbert? I've been saying
Herbert.
A1,
Dude,
yeah.
Herbert is the Pollard. Like, we said this last year, too. Herbert is as good as Montgomery, if not better.
Big Coolio died.
Be easy out there, Dragon. Thanks for stopping by. Definitely. Yeah, it's the same situation. And I think even maybe more so. Like Herbert is just so explosive and the go-to guy. And then last year I was like, oh, they're not going to take Herbert out. He's doing too well. Let Montgomery fill in. Nope. The second Montgomery was good to go, they yanked Herbert, put Montgomery in, and went right back to Shitsville. So that was Nagy just being one of the worst coaches ever. But, man, it doesn't look like they're doing much better this year. So what's going on in Bearland?
It's so funny to me.
Awful. Feel bad for my Chicagoans. I got Waller. He's getting some targets in the end zone, which I'm happy with. He just has to catch him now. Yeah, like I said, Waller's supposed to be a top 3 athlete. What's going on with the position? He's supposed to be number 3, and he has not been showing that at all.
Sweet.
Yeah, Herbert went off in like half the game. That's all he needed to just absolutely crush it, dude. He's so great.
Dude, this was like the only game that I haven't started him because he usually gets points regardless. But I was like, I'll put Pearson this week. And then I took Herbert out and he gets 40. But it didn't matter because I was playing like the worst guy in our league. So I was like,
get lucky like that.
I don't think I played a defense or a kicker and I still won. Usually I at least put one in.
Yeah, we got to be at a 2-back system just because, too easy to get hurt this year. You got to have that relief. You got to have the break. No single backfields ever stay healthy for the entire season unless it's Jonathan Taylor. And how long is that going to last? He's just young enough to do it. But, yeah, you almost need 2 backs or you're just going to be crippled by the end of the season. It's just too hard on the body. Oh, what's up, Anton? Should I accept Russ and M. Carter to get Tua? No. Maybe. I don't know. Is Tua's back really messed up? Is that concussion going to put him out? Is that going to mess with his head? What do you think about that? Should he accept Russ and Carter for Tua?
Like he's getting rid of Tua? Am I reading that wrong? Or is he giving up Russ and Carter?
Sorry about that. Should I accept Russ and Mike Carter to get Tua?
I don't know. Like Tua's
big help.
I do not like Russ this year because he is not doing it. Like
Multiple weeks as a Sutton owner in one league and a Judy owner in another. I'm not happy with Russell Wilson.
I'll bet you're not.
And then you got Carter. Like maybe, I don't know. Like Carter's still doing it. Like, is it one of those situations where you're like, oh no, like eventually Carter loses his spot, but never happens? I think that's what people think. Maybe they don't, but.
I don't know. I don't like Tua that much.
To get Tua, I'm not a big fan of Russ right now either, but he's got to get better. He's a superior athlete. He's probably going to the Hall of Fame. He's going to get it together. I told everybody as soon as I heard about the trade that the Broncos are going to the Super Bowl next year. Like, it'll take him 1 year to get his act together, get in line, get in sync with all the other players, and then next year they're going to the Bowl because they just have too much talent on that team. So sooner or later, I think they have to get right. I hate the 2-for-1 trades, and Russ and Michael Carter. Carter's doing it, but he's nothing great. He's not really going to win you any weeks. Not with old boy breathing down his neck. So that's tough. Bruce Hall is the thing. I don't know if I like that trade. Tua did have a blow up week, but now he's hurt. We don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know.
I don't like Tua, by the way. For anybody that doesn't know.
Yeah, I love Tua. He's my guy. He's our general. But Russ and Carter for Tua. I mean, it's not the worst trade in the world if you're a big Tua fan and you want him the rest of the season. He's got those. I mean, he's going to be throwing it. They don't run at all, so I mean, he's going to get you those fantasy points. But man, I just think Russ wakes up sooner or later. I mean, you can't have that much talent and just suck all year long. He's going to get those. He's going to quit falling down when he tries to break out of the pocket. He's going to get the timing down, and he's going to start connecting. So I don't know if I like that one. And I mean, if you just have a stud stable of running backs and you don't need anybody, I mean, I guess you could do it. But yeah, that's almost 50-50 and even. I don't know if you really need to make that trade. I doubt Montgomery goes this week. Whether he does or not, I just like Khalil. I mean, just look what he did in such little time. I've always been a bigger fan of Herbert over Montgomery, and I just really hope they make the change. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like Montgomery this week, whether he goes or not. Could have picked up Waller and went with Pitts. They're both a bust. Yeah, Pitts. What's going on with Kyle Pitts this year? I mean, he's got to wake up too, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like I always pick somebody a season early, so I pick Pitt. I picked Pitts last year, and I always assume they're going to blow up the next year after I draft them. I'm like, yes, I'm really high on this player, and then they don't do anything. So they always ball out in the next year. So I'm assuming Pitts will eventually start balling out, but that's only because I don't have him on any of my teams, and I drafted on him a couple teams last year. So that's what I'm basing this off of, my history of drafting people a season too early. So I don't know, but he has the talent. He just doesn't do anything. Like, why?
I don't know. Mariota's got to sync up with him, and they got to be better because that is just too elite of a athlete to just be scrubbing out week in and week out. I mean, you got a receiver playing tight end. Let's act like it. Let's get some catches going. Jalen Hurts is playing the best, but they haven't played anybody. I don't know about that. I mean, I think the Eagles are going to the playoffs. I mean, to the Super Bowl. They're looking elite. It looks like Hurts has gotten leaps and bounds better. You got Miles Sanders actually scoring touchdowns now. Like, who's going to stop them? Like, I mean, they haven't played the best teams, but I don't think there's anybody they could play that's really going to get in their way. They're just doing it. Like, how are you feeling about the Eagles this year?
They look good. Like, honestly, they look good. And honestly, maybe it's due to A.J. Brown, but, like, it doesn't seem like that's the reason. It's just they're kind of clicking.
You are wrong, Cohen. No respect, like we were saying earlier. No respect. 11-1, and I mean 10-1 in the last 11 games. Really? Like, just no respect for him whatsoever? Come on now. How about them Dolphins? Tua has the weapons to have big games. He can. He's not going to be doing great with a broke back or a concussion. So, I mean, we've got to keep an eye on that. But absolutely, he's got the weapons to make huge. And again, they don't run the ball. So he's definitely has a chance to be a huge scoring fantasy quarterback. Broncos defense looks great. It's because they're on the field so much. They have to be great or keep those guys in the game. Like, how are they even 2-1 right now? That is despicable the way they've been playing. It's gross. We always talk bad about Tua until these last 2 weeks. This will be a solid year. Yeah, if he can stay healthy, but he's got to stay healthy, and it doesn't look like he's doing that. Kareem Hunt versus Atlanta or Breece Hall versus Pittsburgh? Man, I almost want to go Breece Hall.
Okay, then I will go Kareem Hunt just to be different. I think that he's due for another couple touchdown game.
Yeah, he's scrubbing. I don't know. Chubbs has just been doing so great, and Hunt has not been doing the same. I mean, they've been on the field damn near 60-40. Like, I mean, it's pretty even, but yet just Chubb's just getting it done. Usually Kareem's like the inside the green zone, but I don't know. This year it's just Chubb dub everywhere. Eagles Dolphins Super Bowl. I like it. I like it, Jake. Let's make that happen. I love it. Cowboys are better than the Eagles. No, they're not. And just wait. Cooper clutch. Oh man, Amari. No. Better than never. Played back Dak. Yeah, they'll be getting better once Dak gets back in. I mean, Cooper Rush he's doing his thing, but he's actually doing better than when Dak was in. But
yes, I was gonna say when Dak gets back in, they're gonna be doing better. I don't know about it. I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, I think he's going to take it personal and absolutely start balling out. He's going to be like, wait a minute, I can't be having everybody talk about my backup like that. I think he's going to get it going. He'll get in his own head and just start crushing. We got to remember, I had Dak before he got hurt, and he was putting up 50 points a game for me. It was incredible.
Yeah, but he had like 3 good wide receivers out there just catching everything.
And an O-line that was stopping everybody from touching it.
Yes. And a running game that was fairly consistent.
I think Zeke was already being Zeke by that point. But yeah.
Yeah, but Pollard wasn't. So
That's
you
true.
would get Zeke with a couple of 3-yard runs and then Pollard with like a 17-yard run.
Breaking it, yeah. Gallup should be coming back this week. Yeah, I mean, Gallup's definitely going to help, no doubt about it. But still, I don't know. Definitely going to do it. I think, like I said, Dak's going to take it personal and come back and start balling, I believe. Kamara's out this week. How much should we be trusting Ingram, or should you be looking elsewhere for somebody to fill in for him?
I'm probably not putting Ingram in there, but if you're full PPR, maybe you do. Maybe you're like, worth it.
I mean, if you don't, I mean, who's a long shot they can take? There's not a whole lot out there on those waiver wires to grab up at this point.
Yeah, not at running back.
Maybe a Breece Hall or something. I mean, from
Breece Hall's not going to be on there.
Or the Texans, if he's still out there.
Pierce? Yeah. He ain't gonna be on there.
Probably not at this point. So, yeah, you're going to have to make some moves, maybe make a trade. I don't know. That's pretty tough. I mean, Kamara is just not – I thought Kamara was going to be back like Saquon this year. I thought Saquon and Kamara were both going to be crushing it this year, and just not the case with Kamara. Saquon, the Saquonaissance is definitely back. He's doing it. Oh, shipping or receiving, you were just talking about it. Is it even worth rostering a Denver wide receiver? And if so, which one?
They're both the same. If you're going PPR, you go Sutton because he is going to throw it and Sutton's going to catch it. If it's for 4 yards at a time, well, at least you get a point every time he catches it. I don't know. Like, I'm going with Sutton, but you're going based on hoping that they get better, right? Because Sutton doesn't have the value that he was drafted at now.
Not at all.
And it's not like he was drafted super high, but he doesn't even have the value of like 4th, 5th round right now.
No, he's struggling. And again, that's all Russell. I mean, Russell's got to get the ball out there. Russell's got to be better, and they got to get that timing thing down. Wish I could believe in the Rams. Hey, the Rams are going to be just fine. The Rams are tough. The Rams are going to be okay. They're going to be there towards the end for sure. Saquon will get injured just like Josh Jacobs. I don't know. I think Saquon's back. I mean, it was such a fluke thing when he came back and then got his foot stepped on like that. That was such a just weird deal. So that can't happen year in and year out. I think Saquon's back. I think he's going to be there for the full meal. Definitely. One side of fantasy on the uptick is rookie wide receivers. Which rookie wide receiver do you think will have the most fantasy points this week? We like Chris Olave or Treylon Burks, London, Dotson, Wilson got hurt. So who do we think is going to be the number one rookie wide receiver this week?
I want to say Olave, but it kind of throws me off that it's in London. Hold on. Let me go through I think London is probably most points. If you're not going to Olave, it's probably London.
London has been balling out. I think he might end up being the top rookie wide receiver by end of season. He is absolutely crushing it. That'd be my pick is London. Drake is just crushing it. Oh, man, Allen Robinson is not doing it. I thought he was going to be good out there he's doing nothing. Like, he seems like he's washed. He's slow. He's not catching the ball. Like, man, I thought he was going to go out there and have another renaissance, but no, he's dead. I don't know what's going on with Allen Robinson.
I don't know, and especially like they hype him up before the season, like, oh, he's back to his old form, whatever. Give me a break. Give me a break. I had to pick him in one league just because, like, I would hate to be like, oh yeah, I heard this about 1 million times and I didn't believe them. So in one of my 4 leagues, I have him on my bench. I have not started him all season though. And just in case it goes off, I have him there.
Oh, I can't believe you're benching London, man. London's been doing it just week in and week out. I can't bench him. He's in my lineup. I got him starting. I just can't pull him. He's just doing too good. Too good.
Well, then let's make a trade. You got too many wide receivers? Maybe
there you go. Get a trade. I'm sure you can make a deal, get some run backs, or maybe even another quarterback. If you got all those stud receivers, get another quarterback since you need one so bad. Oh, Romeo Doubs is the best. Think so? I mean, if he becomes Aaron's number one go-to guy. It absolutely could happen. I mean, you're not too far off in the woods right there. That could absolutely be a thing. Speaking of, did Devontae Adams make a mistake by leaving Green Bay?
Maybe. Like, I guess depends on what you consider a mistake. Football mistake, yes. Money mistake, probably not.
He got paid, so it's all good. Absolutely. What about Bobby Woods, man? Or what about Robert Woods? Your boy Bobby Trees is out there. Is he ever going to be worth starting this year?
Maybe if Tannehill starts throwing it. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what's going on. That guy seems like such an athlete. He got hurt, but he didn't forget how to catch. Like, what's going on? It seems like he's just obsolete out there in Titan world.
I have no idea.
That's brutal. Speaking of obsolete, what's going on with Kadarius Toney? Is he ever going to be startable this year?
Dude, he has to be right now. Like, I mean, he is worth stashing right now, even like with all the drama and craziness, because they just lost a receipt like Sterling Shepard for the season.
But I mean, is he ever going to be healthy enough to be on the field? Like I said last week, every time he touches the ball, it's magical, but he just never gets the ball and never gets in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's worth the stash to like hold him there. I dropped him in my league, so like I can say that like, oh, it's worth picking him up to stash, which I'm for if you feel like you got a team and you got the space to do it. It's worth doing. But as I said, I don't even have a defense and a kicker right now. So me stashing somebody is not a possibility.
Right. Yeah.
I got too many right now.
Oh, QB or not to QB? How much longer until Trubisky gets the boot and the Steelers turn to Pickett?
Dude, I'm telling you, Tomlin said he's not doing. I don't know why he's saying that he's not going to. It's not even a factor that he'll bring in Rudolph before he brings in Pickett. But I'd say you probably got another bad game, maybe two more bad games.
One more, and I think they yank him. I don't think they let it go farther than that. Not past week 5. Yep, Shepard gone. Shepard's out. Got to turn, make some decisions. Amari Cooper doing great at the Browns. Browns have a good team, and he should get even better when Watson comes in. So yeah, Cooper could be back to elite status by the end of this season for sure. That's what upsets me with Pitts. He gets no targets. He's been getting some targets. He's been dropping them. He has not been catching the targets they have been throwing to him. So, I mean, how much faith is that going to give him, Mariota? Like, you can only drop so many when you're wide open. So, yeah, I don't know. Pitts has got to figure something out. He's way too much of a talent to be wasted like that. Speaking of talents being wasted, what's up with DJ Moore? Like, is he even going to be able to be a thing with Baker Mayfield at the helm?
Dude, I don't know. I feel bad. Like, I don't know if it's Rule or whatever. Like, their coach is the problem. But, man, they're terrible. They're terrible. Yeah, I wouldn't trust anything there. McCaffrey, nobody.
Oh, and it sucks because, yeah, and since I had Taylor already and I didn't want him in 2 leagues, I picked up McCaffrey in the second league, and what a bust that's been. I mean, he's not a bust. It's a bust for McCaffrey. He's still putting up double-digit fantasy points, but you expect so much more for such an elite talent.
Yeah, not for the draft stock that you put into him. He's not paying off there.
No, not at all. Exactly. Not for my number one. Not at all. Speaking of number ones that are actually performing, what about Trevor Lawrence? Like, he's looking better and better each week. Should he be started and considered in that number 2 tier spot, or is he actually worthy of a top 12 spot by now?
Until he proves otherwise, you're probably starting him, right?
Like, I mean, I dropped him in a couple leagues, but I mean, I dropped him in 1 league when I picked up Hurts. So, I mean, that was worthy. But, man, it looks like he's going to be a thing by the end of this year. It looks like he's getting better and better every week.
Yep.
That's incredible. Oh, who else was getting better and better every week was our man Tua we've been talking so much about. Like, do you even dare start him this week with all the problems going on down there? Like, what's going on with Tua? How do we feel about that?
No, but you can't take my opinion on this seriously because I think everything he's done up till now is a fluke. It's like some strange Slumdog Millionaire thing where it's like all these weird events perfectly aligned so that he does the right thing. Like, I don't know. I don't trust him that much.
Oh, man, it's tough. I trust him, and I think he's where he needs to be, except for that I think he's more hurt than they're saying, and all the stuff that's going to start getting in their minds or their heads. Like, dude, they're going to be messed up with all the inquiries and everything that's going on with them doing that shady shit with his concussion. It's going to turn into the thing and be a problem, I think. That's just not going to work out, I don't think. Oh, for me, it's Tua or Hoyer. Yeah, you're going to be going with Hoyer this week because even if Tua plays, I mean, I don't know. He came back in and played well when he was hurt at the end of that, but that was a lot of adrenaline keeping him going. He's not going to have that coming right out of the gate. I just don't know how he's going to be able to perform this week. I don't trust Tua this week, and that's me talking. I don't know if I can trust him this week. I went for Mixon for the number one pick, and he got me 7 points in 3 of the last 2 weeks. Yeah, like I said last week, I've done myself some huge favors by never picking up any Bengals. Like just a lot of headaches you avoid. Any Bengals on your team. Oh, well, it was the 6 in the draft, not number 1. I did the same thing. I ended up having to take Delvin Cook, and I did not feel good about it. I didn't want to take Cook in that spot, but you feel forced into it. And yeah, I'm in the same boat. Cook's done absolutely nothing for me so far. So, who's been your biggest bust so far this year on your team?
Maybe McCaffrey. I don't know. Like, I don't really have any giant busts right now. I don't think. Lance. Does it count since he got hurt?
Trey Lance, yeah. I mean, yeah, a bust is a bust. I mean, an injury is somebody you can't count on. So, yeah, that's absolutely a bust. So, Trey Lance is the one for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my biggest bust is him because especially since I went 2 RB in that, I really couldn't afford to lose a quarterback
Right.
in a 2 QB league.
Yeah, that's absolutely brutal. Oh, man, the 2 league is going to be interesting once all the bye weeks start coming and people got to start dipping and making some clutch decisions. It's like, man, you better have a backup that's scoring some points. That's going to be brutal.
Right.
That's going to be brutal, absolutely. With Winston and Landry and Thomas and Kamara all out for the Saints, do they have any chance this week of winning out there in London? Traveling, losing all their best players, like, do they even have a shot?
I don't know. It'd be a good week to start some Vikings players then.
Welcome back, JD. Always glad to have you. Good to have our brother in the chat. But, yeah, I mean, the Vikings have not exactly been lighting up the field of fire either. I mean, if they do another production like they did on Monday night, what's that going to look like?
I don't expect that. But, man, where's Jefferson been at? Like
nowhere, because he talked all that smack about Cooper not being number 1. So it got everybody all hyped on him being the number 1 pick. And what's he done? He came out week 1 and then just nothing since. So what about that? Like talking all that smack. You got to be humble, man. Karma is going to come back and bite you in the ass in fantasy or in football for real. With Swift out, what can fantasy owners expect out of Jamal Williams this week?
Touchdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. Touchdowns. You think so? Think he's going to do it? You know, he has one breakout run of over 20 yards like in the last 3 years or some shit like that. One run for over 20 yards.
Doesn't matter. He gets the short yardage carries, and that's what matters.
Oh, man, he's got to do something. Yeah, that's like I said, put him on the goal line. He's your man. He'll fall into that end zone for sure. He's hard to stop on that goal line. But other than that, man, I don't know. I got him in this week just because Swifty's hurt. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I trust it.
Man, in your league, I could have picked up probably him and Herbert if I wanted to. But my boss came in as right at 9 o'clock, which is my time. Like, he was talking to me, so I couldn't pick them both up.
Oh, the finger jaw. He got interrupted. Life getting in the way.
I'm supposed to be doing something not on my phone.
Right.
So, like,
oh, real life getting in the way. What's up with Josh Allen? I mean, he looks like he hurt his hand this week. Like, how much should we be worried about that? Because we all saw that last touchdown pass that should have been a touchdown pass that he threw right into the ground. And you know that's because he's got a busted hand. So they didn't really talk about it. They're not hyping it. He's not even on the injury report. So what do we think about Josh Allen? Is it just a non-factor, or should that be something we're looking at?
I'm going to be counting him as a running back because he's still going to be in the game, trucking people like Derrick Henry out there. Like, I don't know. Dude is insane.
He's a baller, but I mean, a quarterback without a hand to throw, I mean, he does
get
a lot
of left-handed. He's going to have a Larry Bird game.
Oh, man, in all seriousness, I don't know. I'm a little worried about Allen this week. Like I said, I saw him. He had a wide-open guy in the end zone that would have beat the Dolphins, and he threw the ball 3 feet away into the ground. I mean, that tells me something that hand's not right. Now, he's going to be able to rehab it all week, but if it's busted, it's busted. Like, Are we really putting all our faith in Josh Allen like we do every other week?
In fantasy, yes.
He said, "Man, he'll score. He'll find a way to score. He'll put that cape on and make it happen, huh?"
Dude, if you lose a game because you started Josh Allen, I think you can accept that you lost that week. Like, okay. Because every other week, Josh Allen's like doing it big for you.
He is, but man, it's like I know Wentz just shit the bed last week, but I said he was going to do that because he was playing the Eagles. It's like I picked up Wentz to back up Allen, and I swear against Dallas has got a pretty solid defense too, but I'm kind of wavering, almost thinking about starting Wentz over Josh Allen this week just because I am a little nervous about that hand. But I don't know.
Have you seen this crazy stat like of Diggs versus like the best wide receivers in the game? Like when he is in coverage on a star wide receiver, they don't like get under or over 50 yards. It's like insane. Over the last couple years with Diggs on a wide receiver, it's like they end up with one catch for 7 yards. And it's like multiple years. Like targets is 7, 0 catches. I don't know. I ain't trusting anybody going up against Diggs. It's this insane thing.
Like I'm not trying it. Yeah, exactly. No, he's a shutdown DB, and yeah, you don't want to mess with it. And that's why we knew last week it was going to be tough like that for Carson, but it's not going to be that tough for him for defense over there in Dallas. And like I said, do I play a healthy Carson or do I just – and I mean, if I play Carson over the Bills and Josh Allen comes out with 30 points and Carson has 15, I'm going to lose my mind.
Right.
But
if he doesn't why doesn't he show up on the injury report? That's the thing. That's like a rule. You have to do that.
Yeah, no, and yeah, but we see how much Miami adhered to that rule. Like, I don't know. That rule doesn't always mean everything.
Dude, McCaffrey ended up on the injury report because he scratched his leg and it was like bleeding.
Yeah, like you said, he already tweeted he could go to take a piss and they put him on the injury report. So, like, they're just always going to be looking at him. But yeah, that's got a lot going on. I mean, if you have any other questions, get it in. But man, week 4, we're going 3-0, 3-0. Man, it's looking great this week. How are you feeling about your team this week?
I like them. I always like my team too much. That's my problem.
Yeah, me too. They had me slated to lose all 3 of my games last week, and oh no, we won all 3. But that, like I said, they mean nothing. Every year they put me as like a D or a C, like in my draft status. Every year I win.
Oh yeah, that's how you know your good team's good is when, dude. So I have this idea for next year, like. So we got to figure out how to set this up. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to work it out where I get every major service that runs fantasy football, and I'm going to allow them to draft against each other and have their own league, and they are going to start whatever player they think they're supposed to start, and I'm going to run a whole season and judge which ESPN, Yahoo, NFL, which one has the best AI to win a season. I'm going to run them against each other. That's my idea for next season.
Absolutely. Yep, Jake, we're about to get in the picks now, right before we wrap it up.
So I don't know. Who do you think would win that?
What's that?
AIs? Like auto drafts and auto.
I've been in ESPN, CBS, Fox, NFL Fantasy. They all grade every year. My team's just shit. Like, oh, you did terrible in the draft. You're never going to do good. I make the playoffs every year. Usually the Fantasy Bowl. In the last 2 years, I've won it. So, yeah, don't ever let those guys get you down. Those AIs don't know nothing. The guys who make those AIs definitely don't know anything. And a lot of these other fantasy analysts, like, they're such a joke. They just every week they don't tell you anybody who's going to be good. They don't make any crazy predictions. They just see who did good last week and just ride that bandwagon. Oh yeah, look at him. Yeah, Khalil Herbert now all of a sudden. Oh yeah, look at this guy. He just scored 1 million points. I've been on him. No, you haven't. You never said one word about him all year. Now he just scored 50 points and he's your boy all of a sudden. Like
yeah. My thing is like I like how they can be so wrong with such gusto that you're just like, yeah, I'll just accept that they're right. I'm like, dude, they're literally wrong all the time.
They're
You know,
never
they
right.
just say so much shit. Eventually, something they say is going to be right. That's what I do. Like, eventually, something that comes out of my mouth is going to be right. So you're going to ignore most of it.
Exactly. Absolutely, exactly. All right, man, I got to get out of here. We got to get to Costco before they close. But real quick, let's try to get our picks in and for the week. Let everybody hear them. Peter Griffin, Jake, if you want, throw your picks into the league real quick, or into the chat real quick. I'll get them down, and let's just knock it off real quick. We got where are we at? Week 4. Why does it say? Oh, Dolphins Bengals on Thursday.
Bengals.
Oh, let's see, Jake. So you're saying Bengals.
Then the
I
Vikings.
know Jake's going Miami. I don't even have to ask on that. Me and my guy, are going Miami. Actually, I don't know, man. If Tua doesn't play, I might want to switch that, but whatever. We'll go Miami. Vikings Saints. Who do you got?
Vikings.
Me too. What's up, Peter Griffin? Put yours out there, and we'll get you in there. Get you in this week. Cleveland Browns, Atlanta.
The Browns.
I'm gonna go ATL. Let's see, Buffalo Bills or the Ravens.
The Bills.
And let's go Commanders or Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys.
All right, I'll go Washington. I like it. And then we got the Seahawks and the Lions.
The Lions.
Seahawks, baby, let's go. And then we got the Chargers or the Houston Texans.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers, but I think this one could be.
It could be close, yeah. Absolutely, especially with Hubert hurt. Titans or Colts?
The Colts, man. Obviously.
We're both going Colts there. And then we got the Bears or the Giants.
Nobody can go with the Bears with a good conscience. The Bears are the new Lions.
They're looking decent this year. And Jacksonville or the Eagles?
I'm going to go with Jacksonville with the upset.
There you go. I like it. You already know I got Eagles going to the Super Bowl, so I'm going Eagles. The Jets or the Steelers?
This is a turd bowl. Have you ever seen one? Let's go the Jets, I guess.
All right, I went Steelers. And the Cardinals or the Panthers? Speaking of shit bowls.
Right? I'll take the Panthers on this one.
All right, I'm going Arizona. And New England Patriots or Green Bay Packers? I'm going Green Bay.
Me too.
And Denver Broncos, Las Vegas Raiders? I'm going Las Vegas.
All right, I'll go Denver then.
I thought that might tweak it. Kansas City.
50-50 on it.
Kansas City or Tampa Bay?
I'm going to say Kansas City.
Me too. And last but not least for Monday night, the Rams or San Fran?
Niners, man.
All right, you're going San Fran. I'll go take the Rams. Oh, man, so that's going to do it for us this week. You guys definitely get your picks in there, and we'll get that going. Jake, you can put them in the stream. Peter, we need to get you on a hangout so you can do stuff like this afterwards and drop it in and not be in such a hurry. But, yeah, that's going to do it for us. Make sure you get those picks in there, man. Make sure you get those wins in. Check out those waiver wires. Make sure nobody had to drop somebody at the last second that you can get in, and let's all go out and get a win this week. Hope everybody's having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until we see you on the next one. Be easy, everybody. Copy Peter Griffin's real quick, and we out.